Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we are diving into a report that's a bit like watching a magician's trick, but instead of pulling a rabbit out of a hat, this company is pulling its shares off the stock exchange. Before we start, if you appreciate getting straight insights from corporate documents, make sure you're subscribed. We also have a Discord community linked in the description below where you can chat with other investors about these filings. So this report is from Spade Accession Number. It's about them planning to remove their stock from the Nasdaq stock market. Why? Because they're getting hitched business-wise to another company called the Generation Essentials Group, or TGE for short. Once the deal is done, Spade 2 will become part of TGE. The big news is that TGE stock is expected to trade on the New York Stock Exchange. Think of it as a company graduating to a bigger stage. Scroll form set 8K form, 8K form. Companies use these to report big news to the Securities and Exchange Commission, which is like the government's financial watchdog. Things like mergers, acquisitions, or major changes in leadership. This report is dated June 20, 2025. That's the day they announced their intention to delist from Nasdaq stock market. So they won't be traded there anymore. Spade Acquisition so Cascarol, the company we are talking about is Spade Acquisition Number, based in the Cayman Islands, which is a popular place for companies to incorporate, especially those involved in international business. Their file number with the SEC is 001422258. The company checked a box indicating this filing includes written communications about the deal. This means they're actively sharing information about the upcoming changes. Here's where it gets interesting. Spade 2 has a few types of securities trading on Nasdaq. Class A, ordinary shares, redeemable warrants, and units. You can think of shares as slices of ownership in the company. Warrants are like coupons that give you the right to buy shares at a specific price. Units are packages that include both shares and warrants. The ticker symbols for these are BSII for the shares, 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 BSIW for the warrants, and BSIU for the units. This is how you'd find them if you were trading them on Nasdaq. Scroll item 3.01. Notice of delisting or failure to satisfy a continued listing rule or standard. Transfer of listing scroll. This section explains why Spade 2 is pulling its stock off Nasdaq. It all boils down to the upcoming business combination with the Generation Essentials Group, or TGE. After the deal closes, Spade 2 will become a part of TGE. The reason for the delisting is that once Spade 2 merges with TGE, it will become a wholly owned subsidiary. That simply means it's fully owned by TGE. So instead of Spade 2 shares trading, it will be TGE's shares. TGE's Class A ordinary shares and warrants are expected to start trading on the New York Stock Exchange and NYSE American, which is a smaller exchange. The symbols are TGF for the shares and TGROS for the warrants. They expect TGE stock to start trading on the New York Stock Exchange around June 5, 2025. Spade 2's last day of trading on Nasdaq is expected to be around June 4, 2025. Regulation FD is all about making sure companies share important information fairly with everyone, not just a select few. In this case, Spade 2 is pointing to a press release that gives more details about the delisting. They included a press release as Exhibit 99.1. This is the official announcement they put out to the public about their plans. This part is important. It's where the company talks about what they think will happen in the future, but they also warned that things might not go as planned. These forward-looking statements are like predictions, and they come with a disclaimer. They mention a whole bunch of risks that could mess things up. Things like the deal falling apart, legal challenges, not getting enough shareholder support, and changes in regulations. They also talk about the challenges TGE might face in its own business, like keeping up with changing customer tastes and dealing with competition. They advise everyone to read TGE's registration statement and Spade 2's annual report for a full list of risks. These documents have all the nitty-gritty details. This section emphasizes that this report isn't an offer to sell or buy any securities. It's just providing information. If you're thinking about investing, you need to read the official proxy statement and prospectus. This is a standard legal disclaimer. It says that the SEC hasn't approved or disapproved of any of the securities mentioned. It's a reminder that you're making your own investment decisions. This tells you who might be trying to get shareholders to vote a certain way on the deal. It includes the directors and officers of both Spade 2 and TGE. Now, looking at the overall picture, Spade 2 is essentially dissolving its independent existence to become part of TGE. This isn't necessarily good or bad, but it's a significant shift. If you were a Black Spade 2 shareholder, your shares will convert into TGE shares. So your investment success now depends on TGA's performance. The main risk is that the deal could fall through, leaving Black Spade 2 shareholders in limbo. Also, TGE faces its own set of challenges in the fashion, arts, entertainment and lodging industries. In conclusion, this 8K report is all about a big change for Black Spade 2. They're leaving Nasdaq to join forces with TGE, which will trade on the New York Stock Exchange. Keep an eye on how TGE performs in the future, as that will determine the value of your investment if you're a former Black Spade 2 shareholder. Alright, that's our breakdown of Black Spade 2's delisting announcement. What do you think of this merger and TGE's prospects on the NYS? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.